Welcome back, my weebs and otakus. It's Otakunofuji with another wonderfully fan-servicey lewd game. Today we're talking about Taboo Trial, which has been on Switch for a while already, but recently released on Xbox. At first glance, it definitely looks like just another shallow anime jiggle fest, but this roguelite action RPG is hiding some genuinely fun and extremely satisfying gameplay beneath the cheesecake. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel if you like this or any of our other content. It really helps us out if you do. I'm going to start with the fan service. Taboo Trial sure looks like your typical trashy anime waifu collector game based on the artwork. The girls are all scantily clad and looking at the camera with seductive bedroom eyes. However, in the actual gameplay, the fan service is kind of not really a thing actually. Well, it can be. If you go into the options and zoom the camera all the way in so you can actually get a close-up look at the girls, at which point they are very busty and jiggly and have the fattest, juiciest asses and look undeniably pretty spectacularly great. But the game is basically unplayable zoomed in that close because you can't see anything else around you. So you zoom it out far enough that the game is playable, at which point the girls might as well just be skeletons and potato sacks because you can't really see much anymore. If you're here just hoping for a naughty, lewd cheesecake fest for 14 or so hours, which is how long it took me to get all of the achievements on Xbox, you're going to be kind of disappointed with Taboo Trial. The girls definitely look great, but outside of some artwork that you only see once in a while, the fan service isn't really at the forefront. It's a good thing then that Taboo Trial is actually a freaking fun-ass and extremely satisfying video game. It's an action RPG roguelite where you repeatedly run through the same handful of levels, dying a lot at first of course, while leveling up your permanent upgrades and building your knowledge of how the game works until you're doing billions, yes that's billions with a B, of damage by the end. The game has multiple damage types that all sort of stack on top of each other in some pretty incredible ways, and you can get ridiculously strong and one-shot every enemy in the game, including the final boss. It is a roguelite though, which means that every run can be a little different depending on what upgrades the game gives you. Sometimes you just don't get the right stuff and die pretty early, and sometimes you end up with a crazy combo of abilities and can do billions of damage with every hit. There is also an upgrade that basically makes you invulnerable to damage, and it's surprisingly common too. And if you get that one, you just stand still and tank your way to victory. If you like seeing video game numbers go up and up and up to insane levels, Taboo Trial will have your neurons lighting up like a Christmas tree. It has to be said that the gameplay itself is kind of shallow, however. You just have a normal attack and a heavy attack and you can dodge. There are also magic spells you can use, which are what set off all of the crazy damage types that compound on each other until you're hitting for billions. Mostly the gameplay is just dumping all of your magic as soon as it's available, and then holding down the attack button while your character automatically targets the next enemy. The enemies generally have a long wind-up for their attacks too, so it's easy to dodge and not really take that much damage if you're paying attention. The game definitely does still seem hard at first, but once you figure everything out, you can just breeze through it. The satisfaction of doing hundreds of millions and then billions of damage never gets old though, which is why it's still totally worth playing even if the gameplay isn't that complex. The game is also pretty replayable too. After you beat it the first time, you can select increasingly harder difficulty levels that offer better rewards. There are new optional challenges in the higher difficulties as well to keep things fresh. And it also adds new mechanics and ways to build out your character at a pretty regular pace. So you just keep getting stronger and stronger and the damage numbers keep getting bigger and bigger. It has to be said also that despite there being multiple girls to play as, they're really just skins and don't change the gameplay at all. Each girl does have different buffs and perks that have an effect, but the core gameplay is always the same no matter who you choose. There are 4 different weapon types however, an axe, a spear, a katana, and a longsword, that actually do change the gameplay by offering different attack types and range. It should also be noted that there are some DLC characters available for the game already, but they're totally pointless unless you just really want a cat girl or a wolf girl or something. Like I said, they don't change the gameplay, and you can barely see them anyway, so they're totally pointless. They're $5 each too, on top of the $20 for the base game, so they just aren't worth it. All in all, I had a surprisingly great time with Taboo Trial. I bought it mostly for the fan service and thinking I could make a sexy YouTube video with it, but the gameplay is actually super fun and satisfying. If you're put off by the artwork, the gameplay is not going to change your mind, but you're also boring and lame, so GTFO. Go on, get! If you're into the fan service though, which if you're watching this channel you probably are, definitely give it a look. Taboo Trial is ridiculously satisfying. Thanks a lot for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel and check out Otakunofuji.com.